I tend to think about something for a couple of days vaguely, you know, like while I'm walking to work or so a broad area. Things like lists, like doing things in lists just makes, you find, I mean, people are always blogging in lists, like the top 10 this or the top 5 that, or just because it helps organise the posts and stuff. So with video things, I often just kind of go, okay, I'll do a top 5 about using PowerPoint, or a top 5 about something. I go, okay, that'd be cool. And then think about it for a couple of days, just at the back of your head as you're walking along. You go, oh, I could do one, so okay, that's 3, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll normally sit down and write a mind map of it, just so I've got that. Yeah. And then I'll just do it to camera, basically. And try, so the longest part of the process is probably the actual talking to the camera, which makes it a very efficient, you know, way of getting stuff out there. Because if you start to write it down longhand and stuff, you're then getting into grammar and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Writing it well, which is talking to camera. Which is, again, it's just a thing to practice. It's a thing to get better at. Yeah. You know. And I do think, I think concern over global warming and stuff like that will mean less people getting on planes to go to meetings. I think that's going to, you know, one thing that will happen is the cost of air travel is going to go way up because of cost of, you know, there'll be taxes on burning aviation fuel and all that kind of thing. So I think before long, you won't be going to a meeting to present your stuff. You'll be sitting at home doing a video piece going, okay, here's the thing I've done, and this is what I think. People are going to have to get used to talking to cameras. I think that's just a thing of the world. I think it is different for different people. Yeah. And it's a good thing to notice about yourself, is to work out when is your time. I tend to be better in the mornings for writing and stuff like that. Frankly, anything after lunch is pretty wasted for me. So I tend to schedule meetings and stuff for them, so you can just talk, you know, and that's okay. Yeah. But actually doing work is kind of mornings. And actually, I find far too few people work in the morning. It's like because of it's a cultural thing of like you come in late, you sit around, you have coffee, it's lunchtime, you know, then you dozy all afternoon. You know, so you've not really done anything by 5 o'clock, and then you have to work late to actually do stuff, and so the cycle kind of kicks in again. Yeah. If you read the biographies of really successful people, the only thing they have in common is they all get up early. They all get up. There was a thing in Fortune magazine interviewing like a dozen billionaires about their lives, and they were saying, well, I get up at 5, you know, I go on the treadmill for half an hour while looking at stock market, and then I'll do 3, and they're all done 4 hours work before anyone else gets it. Same, a lot of novelists are the same, a lot of writers, it's like, and there was something brilliant about having done 3 hours work before most other people have got there. Yeah. Because you can kind of then take the rest of the day off. Because most people only do about 3 hours of productive work a day, if you're lucky. You know, the rest of it's meetings, coffee, lunch, travel, you know, all that kind of thing. So if you can, you know, if you can get to work by 7, you know, do it when there's no one else there, it's quiet, and, you know, those kind of things I think are useful. It's also a much better way of sucking up. If you want to be impressive to your boss or stuff like that, get there before them. Because everyone stays late. Yeah. There's no credit in staying late, but arriving early, people go, wow, he is committed. And you only have to be, the cool thing is you only have to be there like 2 minutes before everyone else. And they assume you've been there for hours. Yeah. You know, it's kind of, it's a much better way of looking. If you kind of want to be lazy but look like you're committed or productive, or really productive, get there early. Don't stay late, because everyone stays late. And everyone knows that you're not really doing anything when you stay late. You know, you're playing computer games or you know, it's kind of, but no one thinks that you'd get there early and play computer games. I think the best ideas tend to come from conversation anyway. Yeah. But no, a decent planner would find people to talk to. Often it's the creative team, so often it's a 3-person team, or it's the account person. So it's one of the things I miss about work now is I don't have enough people to talk to. You know, but yeah, I mean, again, most jobs are about conversation, about talking and listening and remembering when someone has a good idea, you know, rather than just looking at it and not doing anything about it. Because all first jobs will kind of suck or be good to the same extent. It really doesn't. Like the first job you're anywhere, like I say, they're not going to be asking you to split the atom. They're going to be asking you to tidy up, you know, and make phone calls and do photocopying and arrange meetings and lunch, and you know, and that's fine. You know, you should get good at that. Learn how to do that. Be useful and pleasant. You know, and then you'll get to do better things. But so it doesn't really matter to some extent. You know, it'd be good to be in a place where you like the people. You know, where there's as few assholes as possible. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, that's not in the red book.
No, but you can kind of tell. Yeah. You know, and that's unlikely to be the place that will pay you the most. You know, the places that will pay you the most have more assholes than them. You know, and that's just a balance you have to strike. You know, actually, you know, I can put up with the assholes because I want the extra money, or not. Yeah. I mean, I got to a point where I realised when I was at Wyden, it was really good for me actually that was the most I was ever going to earn. It's kind of what it would take to earn more money than what I was getting then, which was a lot of money. I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do the next thing up, which would have involved being on a plane, you know, a lot, and away from home a lot, and high level meetings a lot, and it was kind of, that was quite useful because I kind of could go, oh, okay, so if I don't want to do that, because you know, for 20 years I've been on the track of just do the thing that gets more money, you know, just whatever it takes to get promoted and earn more money. So I'd earn more money every year for 20 years. And so then that was, okay, so what do I want to do then? And that's quite a useful thing to have. And you know, you can't do that when you're 25 or 19 or something. You kind of have to go through stuff a bit to get to that. But the sooner you can get to the point where you kind of can go, okay, what do I want to do? That's quite useful.
What time would you like to make here? I just didn't know.
Oh,
we have to be somewhere here.
You got it.
I'm going to be somewhere
downstairs at 11:30.
11:30. That's right.